Shauntrice was born in West Louisville and as a small child lived in a one-bedroom, multi-generational home with her mother, uncle, grandmother, great-grandmother, and great-grandfather. Even after she and her mother moved to Shepherd Square, she would spend lots of time with her great-grandparents, hearing stories of their lives from Holly Springs, Mississippi. Her grandfather knew 7 generations of family history. She had a great childhood in Shepherd Square. While her mother worked, Shauntrice was in programs at the Presbyterian Community Center, referred to as Grace in the neighborhood. She did football, ballet, tap, dance, karate, African American history with Nanaya Asantua, field hockey, cheerleading, and Black Achievers. She felt safe, and even in middle school, she rode her bike all the way to Shawnee Park. Her big adventures were on the number 18 bus, when she and her mom would take the long ride to Dixie Highway, and her mother promised her a treat if she would read everything she could on the way, from street signs to other passengers' newspapers. She kept up her adventures in high school at Manual. She loved track and her art classes. While she studied on her own, had excellent grades, and didn't get into trouble, she did miss a lot of school. It just didn't fit. As a student at the University of Louisville, she discovered debate. She joined what would become the Malcolm X debate team. At the time, it was the only all-Black debate team in the country, and they focused on social justice issues. She traveled around the country with the team, and after she and her partner Devin Cooper beat Harvard and Northwestern, people started to take notice. Shauntrice and Devin researched and practiced for at least 8 hours a week, and she learned more in debate than she did in some of her classes. The Pan-African Studies Department and all the Black professors there were a haven for her, and she thrived in that environment. All PAS students at the time were required to travel abroad. She did a summer program in Trinidad, where she returned 3 times. She was considering moving there. Life took her to Washington, D.C., where her son was born. She lived in an artist's building and began curating art events and selling some of her own pieces. Debate then took her to California, where she ran a debate camp and program. Shauntrice moved back to Louisville in 2019, but that Silicon Valley startup spirit was deeply ingrained in her. During the pandemic, she started Feed the West, a food distribution program. Then she established Black Market Kentucky, a grocery store in West Louisville. Deep into social justice, she also worked for Kentuckians for the Commonwealth. Back in Louisville, Shauntrice was able to focus on her art. In 2021, she was selected for the Speed Museum's residency, and in 2022, she had a residency with Louisville Visual Art. She does mixed media, sculpture, and photography, combining several techniques in one piece. She even gets her son involved. Her art explores African and indigenous themes, and she is inspired by a deep desire to know more about her own family story. She incorporates symbols, languages, and hidden messages into her work. She didn't go to school for art, so she relies on her own instinct and builds relationships with other artists. She has used unique approaches like mixing soil from Mississippi into her paint. On a recent arts fellowship to Senegal, she began to hunt for authentic African fabric to incorporate into her work. Her love of research is serving her well as an artist. While she is still a new artist and developing her signature style, she is trusting herself and heeding the call of her ancestors to tell the story. Shauntrice Martin, multifaceted visual artist, cultural explorer.